Good evening, viewers. Once again, I welcome you to this program. Uh, this program is coming to you from Voter TV. Voter TV. Vote Tinubu again. Diaspora chapter. My name is Fidelis Ilobekeme. I'm the Malaysia coordinator and the deputy director of digital media. With me tonight is my director of digital media, Prince Erimade Concourse. We'll be talking about the achievement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you recall, last week we talked about why his media team are not doing enough to showcase his achievement. So we took it upon ourselves to showcase his achievement. We want Nigerians to see what he has been doing so far. That is why we are here. And as you can see, today's topic is very easy. Tinubu scorecard assessing the achievement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like I said before, and with my brother and friend, Prince Erimade Concourse. I'll bring him now to the studio to talk about President Bola Ahmed's achievements. Good evening, Mr. Prince. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, my brother Fidelis.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
for having me today again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. 2 days ago, we talked about the media team of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not doing enough to showcase his achievements. And for that reason, we decided to bring to the public domain his achievements. And I'm happy you are here with me to do this. So I would like you to introduce yourself to the public. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much once again, Mr. Fidelis Ilubokeren, for having me on this special section of analyzing some of the great achievements of Mr. President. Well, my name is Prince Ewimade Konkon. I am the Digital Director IT for Voter TV, Voter Diaspora Nigeria. And I'm also the one of the initiator of Voter TV. Thank you, Mr. Fidelis.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate that. Today we'll be talking about Tinubu's achievement. So I would like to start with you to give us one or two things that you've observed that he has achieved so far. I would want to hear
thank
from
you. When you say one or two things, I have 100 lists of achievements that this man has achieved over the last 30-something months. Since May 2023 to date, that the media team are not talking about, that Nigerians are not aware of. I have quite a lot of them. But before I start, let me start with the Ajaokuta Steel Company, because I know so much about that place. I worked there as a young man. Ajaokuta Steel Company has been abandoned by every president before Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ajaokuta Steel Company was located at then Kwara State. Geregu was the location. I know the place very well. I worked there after I left after high school. I worked there my uncle was a storekeeper with a company called Fijiro. Julius Berger was there as well. I worked with my uncle as a junior storekeeper when that site was being constructed by the Russian expatriate. So when I saw it, when I saw the news that that place is being reopened by this current administration, I was like, wow, thank God, indeed, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a life savior. Yeah.
I,
And
I,
the
you,
African
I,
state,
think- I think you need to. You're
you
breaking.
said,
You're breaking. We're not hearing you clearly.
you know, hearing me? Can you hear me now?
Now, better now. It's better now. It's better now.
Okay, I think it's my new my new air set. Yes. So what part did you hear last from me? What part? So I
When we're
can
talking
repeat
about
myself. If you
Ajakuta
don't
Steel
mind.
Company,
Okay, yeah. So like I said, for those of you that just joining us, Ajakuta State Company is a place that I know very well. I worked there as a young man. I had an uncle from my mother's side who was one of the storekeeper with a company called Fijiro at Ajakuta when that place was under construction under a company called
mm,
under a company called Fijiro. Niger Cat, Julius Berger, every other company were there. But Fijiro was the main expatriate that was assigned to develop that place. That project was one of the best projects IBB ever left for Nigerians. Whether Nigerians like or appreciate IBB, but I'm one of those few Nigerians who appreciate that man. Because what we have today in Nigeria are some of the great achievements that that man exhibited or executed while he was the president, the ruler, call him military dictator, call him whatever, but that man, for me, is still one of the greatest president we ever had in Nigeria.
yeah,
So, to go back, I saw a video of recent that place is being reopened again after being abandoned for over 40 years. A Jakuta State Company. Then there's this truck. There's a truck, a long wheel that everybody have to enter at the Okene to go into the site. So I know the place very well. I can tell you the story from the back of my hand because as a young man, after I left secondary school, I went to work there. So Tinubu is bringing back to life a Jakuta State Company. If every other president before Tinubu had paid attention to that place, by now Nigeria would have been probably manufacturing all motor parts. Because that was the reason IBB set up Ajakuta State Company
that place.
to produce all iron, car parts, and everything. That place was like, man, you need to go in there and see the factory. The factory was so huge. That was one of the landmark achievements of Ibrahim Badamusi Babangida. All due respect to you, sir. Whether they call you military dictator or they call you anything, but I will live to respect and give you that honor because it is due to you. So, Ajakuta Steel Company is coming back to life. This is under the leadership, the visionary leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is a man with the eagle eyes. It takes only a man with the eagle eye to be able to revamp every sector of the economy. Ajakuta Steel Company, for those of you who has no knowledge of Ajakuta Steel Company, you need to listen to this history tonight because I worked there as a young man. I worked there as a junior storekeeper with my uncle, Usain Ekwase. He lives in Port Harcourt today. So that place is coming back to life and he has the capacity to employ over 10,000 Nigerians as of then to produce all sorts of irons, whatever that Nigeria needs to be able to assemble cars. That was part of the reason that place was built. Itakbe, iron ore Itakbe, all those areas in Ajakuta, under Ajakuta State Company. So that is one of the greatest achievements that I have seen, coming back to life after being abandoned for 40 years. No other president has ever ventured to go back there and see what the situation was, whatever problem they have with the Russian. I knew then they had some problem with the Russian expatriate that were developing it for Nigeria. So whatever it was then, but now that place is coming back to life. Kudos to Mr. President. That's just on the side. I have 100 achievements that I'm going to list to Nigerians today. And the reform, recovery, and the renewed hope for Nigeria 2023 to present date. I'm going to outline the key policy, reform, initiative, and governance action associated with the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu since May 2023. It's just gonna listen to me quietly while I list them, because I took my time to bring this out to the public domain. On
That's very good.
economy reform and fiscal stability, removal of fuel subsidy to reduce the fiscal leakage and redirect resources towards national development. Whether you like it, whether you dislike it, whether you agree with it, this is one of the strongest decisions a leader has ever taken on behalf of the nation called Nigeria. That is one. I know people will argue that after the removal, a lot happened. Yes, we must go through the pain to get the enjoyment. If you want to enjoy, you must go through the pain and suffering. Because, like I always say, President Tinubu is not the problem of Nigeria. We Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. So for us to go back to the drawing board, this is what he has to go through in order for us to go back. It's just like the gold. Gold goes through the gold. For you to get a gold, it has to go through all manner of fire, all manner of, whatever you want to call it, for the gold to be refined, to become a sellable product. 2, unification of Nigeria exchange rate system to create a transparency in forest market. For those of you who were making billions and trillions of naira every day on forest exchange, you know what I'm talking about. Because when Emefiele, the man that later started carrying the big Bible, was the CBN governor, and all this also prior to the Emefiele government, every other government before then, the governor of the central bank, they were doing it. They will give cash out, they will give dollar to their people, the Bureau of Exchange. Most of them, that's why you saw a lot of Bureau of Exchange across Abuja, across Nigeria. They were making money. They would get dollar from the central bank at 300 naira or 200 naira, whatever the case may be. And they will go to the Bureau of Exchange. Those ones will sell it for them. They will make instant millions on top of it. The bold step, the man with the balls took it upon himself to ensure that there was transparency in forest market. Unification of Nigeria exchange rate system to create a transparent forest market. That is 2. Reform of the central bank monetary management policy. Those that works in the bank industry, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The reform that has happened under the leadership of this president. Reduction of deficits, financing through the central bank. Again, those that work in the banking sector, you understand what I'm talking about. Expansion of Nigeria tax reform agenda. You saw when the National Assembly passed the reform tax that will ensure that every product, every part of the country are taxed for whatever purpose. Just like you live in Malaysia, I live in the UK. Countries make their wealth from true taxation. In this country, for example, in the UK that I live here, if I tell you how much I pay on my income tax, every month I get my salary, the amount of money that is being taken. So, are you with me, Mr. Fidelis?
Of course, I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
You need to be up, because this is a long lecture.
Yeah.
So like I said, I have 100 and I'm going to be telling Nigerians today. If possible, if we're unable to complete this session, I don't mind we having another section on this. So, Expansion, number 5 is expansion of Nigeria tax reform. Number 6, creation of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee. Improve transparency in the national revenue collection. Strengthening of Nigeria forex exchange market. Restoration of investor confidence in the Nigeria economy. The reason you saw that the King Charles of the Great United Kingdom has invited our able president to come and wine and dine with him, and for the fact that since I think Babangida was the last president that was invited by the royal family to come on a state visit, this is because of the confidence being reposed on Nigeria leader, as the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's why you saw the recent state visit of the president of Nigeria. For the past 30-something years, no Nigeria president has ever been invited to come on this stage with a royal welcome. The accolade that Mr. President received from the royal family is one of its kind. It deserves it because Nigeria is coming back again at the center. Nigeria is going to be at the dining table, dining with the international community, because he has done something unique. Restoration of investor confidence in the Nigeria economy. Increased foreign direct investment is flowing into Nigeria as we speak. Countries are making pledges to partner with Nigeria because they can see that someone with vision is at the aim of affairs in that country again, not like the previous his predecessors. Reduction of arbitrage opportunity in forex market. Enhanced government revenue mobilization strategy. New fiscal discipline measure for government agency. Strengthening public financial accountability. Promotion of private sector participation in economic growth. That's under economic reform. I have given you 15 items that this man has successfully put in place. Yes, like I said on the last broadcast, all the cylinders that it needs, the car needs to move on, are not fully there yet. But by the time they all come into action, Nigeria will sing ODOD. Thank you, Lord, for sending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to us. Now we are going to move into the next section, which is oil and gas sector transformation. Increase in crude oil production level. It has been able to sustain that. We have a constant inflow or outflow of oil. Strengthening pipeline surveillance partnership. That's very important, because I remember very well under President Goodluck Jonathan, pipeline were being blown because those who believed that the pipeline belongs to them and their family were taking advantage of the country. So, but under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has been able to ensure that Nigeria NNPC and I think NNP or whatever they call the name is, they have constant flow of oil up to date. Reduction of crude oil theft in the key region. Attraction of new investment in oil exploration. Expansion of domestic gas infrastructure. Promotion of gas as Nigeria transition into energy. Development of new gas processing plant. Support for refining capacity expansion. Strengthening national petroleum institution. Improve transparency in oil sector operation. These are all things mechanism that has been put in place by the able president to ensure that our revenue is stabilized. All kudos to him. Now we're going to go under infrastructure development. Launch of the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. When the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway was first announced, a lot of Nigerians thought it was some of those projects that the past government normally come out with, some of those abracadabra, like the airline that Tinubu allegedly launched, Nigeria Airways, that when they went to Ethiopia and brought an airline, painted it, and made make a public embarrassment of their government, and later there was no airline. But this is different. If you are one of those on the social media, I'm sure you've seen live videos. I think, or maybe someone of our subsequent broadcasts will bring those videos to the view of the public. Like the transformation of the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, and those roads coastal highway are connecting every part of the country from east to west, north to south, south to east, being connected under this able leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Expansion of the federal highway rehabilitation nationwide. Every road is being done. If you've been to Nigeria recently, I'm sure you can attest to what I'm saying today. Development of logistic corridor connecting port to inland. Mr. Fidelis, are you with me? Are you with me, sir?
I'm with you. I'm listening.
That's why I said you need to relax back. Don't fall asleep on me on the studio, because you are the host of the program. Mobilization of Nigeria Seaport Facility. Sorry, modernization of Nigeria Seaport Facility. All the seaport is being rehabilitated. It takes a visionary leader to also understand a visionary leader. Not just talking or joining those miscreants on the social media to continue to rant. Nigeria is hard. Why would Nigeria be hard when you are part of the problem of Nigeria and you keep blaming the problem on the president of Nigeria? Is the president not part of you? Is it not that where did Mr. President grow up? Is he not part of your society? All the leaders you are blaming today, are they not part of you? Are they not your brother, your sister, your uncle, your cousin? Look at the mirror. The problem of Nigeria is right there in the mirror. When you stand in front of the mirror and look at the mirror, I am part of it. I'm not excluding myself from it. I am part of the problem. But I've done something directly or indirectly that contributed to where the state of the nation, just like you and those around you. So we are part of the problem. Don't blame the leader. There's no lead. This will not be leader problem. Continuation Mr. of Kaduna.
Mr. Prince.
Yes.
How many have you mentioned so far? How many have you mentioned?
I'm under infrastructure development now. I'm going to stop. I have like 5 more, then I'll stop so that you continue. Then I'll go on energy. Okay. Yeah. So continuation of Kano rail development, advancement of Kano Maradi rail project, strengthening road infrastructure funding, expansion of inland dry ports, increased investment in airport modernization, strategic national transformation planning. I'll stop there and allow you to take over before I will move on to power and energy. Thank you so much, Mr. Fidelis.
Thank you, Mr. Prince. You know why I wanted you to stop is that you've said a lot, and I want the people to know that you've said a lot. You've mentioned so many innovations, so many good things done by Mr. President. You know, people don't seem to understand that to destroy is very easy, but to build is difficult. I could remember years back, every December, you know, the queue at the petrol station for scarcity and all that. So far, so good. We've not been experiencing that. Systematically, you see how the fuel is going down. If not for this Israeli and Iran crisis. The fuel is becoming like GSM. When GSM came for the first time, it was very expensive. But now you can see that GSM SIM card is very cheap. The same thing they are practicing with the fuel. There's another thing you said. You talked about subsidy. You see, so many people keep complaining. Oh, they take off the subsidy. We are not benefiting anything. We are not feeling it. If they take the subsidy has been removed, and your governors are getting more money, are you supposed to attack the president or your governor who is getting more money and they are not spending it on you? So the focus should be on governors, because most people don't know that their governor, their allocation has been increased. Most people know that. So now, what are they doing to get their governor to use this money properly for them? Nothing. Rather, they are focusing on the president. So that is why this program is very, very necessary, to make the people understand that these things has been done, so many things have been put in place. It's a gradual process. But this very one, subsidy, this is how it's supposed to affect you. The government is supposed to use the money given to him to develop the state. It doesn't matter party affiliation. You can see what Alex Oti of Abia State is doing. He's using the money given to him wisely for the people, while most governors are squandering the money. Now, the people should focus on their governors. For the first time in Nigeria history, you see a president who is fighting so hard for local government autonomy, trying to make sure this local government, they are independent, because development actually starts from the local government. That is where development starts from. That's why in this country, local government election is more important than any election. They take it very seriously. But because in Nigeria, they crippled local government, so many people don't even know the function and the duties of a local government. They don't know. So, Mr. Prince, what do you have to say about this subsidy removal and the money given to the government? What do you want the people to know about that?
My brother, like I stated on the last program, the president said it on the public space, on the public domain. Sorry, he stood before the audience and said, "Ask your governor the allocation they are getting." Since I became president, no governor has said, "Oh, I'm looking for money to pay salary or to pay this," because they are getting excess of what they used to get. So now the question is, why are Nigerians not asking their governor, where is the allocation? What are you doing with our allocation? Why are they afraid to ask questions? They should ask their governor, where is the money? You are getting double of what you used to get. The president says so. Quote the president that this is what the president said. So for Nigerian citizens to continue to point finger at the president, the man they have no business with. I live in the UK here. You live in Malaysia. I have no business with Prime Minister Starmer. But I have business with my mayor, with my council. I have voted here. I voted in the last election. I have business with them. If I have any problem, I'll write to them. It's my council. I deal with the council here. Everything that revolves around my life, entire life in this country, is with the local government, with the council, which is the closest tier to the government, to the people. So I think we need to start selling this message more often to Nigerians, that the closest level of government to them is the local government. The closest tier of government is the local government. So they need to begin to ask the local government chairman and their state governor for accountability and leave Mr. President alone. Mr. President is doing all he can within his power as the president of the president and chief commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to ensure that their due allocation from FAC is being sent to them. Yes, subsidy was removed because subsidy was a scam. I knew about subsidies since 2010 through somebody I met in Accra, a Sahara Oye. I met him in one hotel and I went for event. That was when I learned that subsidy was a scam. They just do abracadabra and they say they bring it back, they inflate it, money, they make their money, boom, they make billion. You see them spending money like water. Subsidy has always been a scam. The only man that have the balls takes a lion heart to make certain decisions is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has the balls and the temerity to say subsidy is gone. And it was gone. It was so be it. It was gone. So the money that was being used to take our petrol, our oil out of to Ghana and bring it back to us again and inflate it, all those money now is meant for the people, which is sent on a regular basis. It has increased the revenue to every state. What is your governor doing with your money? Ask your governor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for that enlightenment. They need to ask their governors what they are doing with this excess money. Because governance is about the local government, the state government, and the federal government. Like you rightly said, you have no business with the federal government rather than you deal with the local government. It's the same thing here. Everything is being done here with your local government. You don't need to go to the federal government to ask for anything. Your local government is closer to you and they listen to you, they attend to your needs. That is one aspect Nigeria is lacking. And thank God for the president. He is fighting to bring that into the system. He's fighting to bring that into the system. Because a lot of people don't understand the power of local government. They don't. So that is very, very good. Now you stop somewhere. I would like you to continue from where you stop, giving us the achievement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please, can you go ahead?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, my brother and my friend. For those of you who are just joining us, I have been listing or showcasing all the achievement of Mr. President from May 2023 to date. And I stopped at infrastructure development. I'm going to continue from power and energy. I'm going to give you the new info if you are not already aware of it. Power and energy reform, implementation of electricity sector, reforms allowing greater participation by state, increased investment in renewable energy, strengthening national grid infrastructure, expansion of rural electrification program. I'm sure some of you might have already seen what's going on with the electricity. There is payment that was owed by the previous government for so many years. The reason the distribution company are not working perfect they're not working to the advantage of Nigerians because there's a clog in the money that is being owed to them. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu is working to ensure that money is being paid so that they can go back to the drawing board and ensure distribution of electricity, generation of electricity and distribution flows to every house and every nook and cranny of Nigeria. Kudos, Mr. President. Now I'm going to move on to education and human capital. Education, human capital development. Establishment of Nigeria Student Loan, NEL Fund. Like I said on the other program the last time, I know someone who called me up and said, my son got student loan. I didn't have to know anybody. I didn't have to bribe. I didn't have to do anything. Just apply and my son got student loan. All thanks to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Those were some of the legacy that Awolowo left for the people of the Southwest. Education, that's why you see the people of the southwest of Nigeria, most of them are very educated. All respect and accolade to the late Alawolowo. He did that for the people of southwest then. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is rewriting history by ensuring that every student, when you apply, you get your student loan. Financial assistance for hundreds of thousands of students. Support for technical and vocational studies across the country. Expansion of digital learning initiative. Increased federal funding for universities. Incentive for research and innovation, because we live in the 21st century. And for those of you who understand the power of technology, anything is possible. The president is investing in this area of human life. Youth Empowerment Initiative. Support for Nigeria technology startup. There's a startup for technology if you're into technology. Skill development program for young Nigerians. Increased collaboration with global educational institutions. Now that I'm going to move on to social investment and welfare. Launch of conditional cash transfer for vulnerable household. Distribution of relief fund to mitigate economic reform. Strengthening national social investment program. Food distribution initiative during hardship period. Expansion of healthcare intervention program. Increased support for women and youth empowerment scheme. Development of social safety net for low-income citizens of Nigeria. Support for small business and entrepreneur. Expansion of poverty alleviation initiative. Strengthening community support program. Now we're going to dive into security, which is the area that most Nigerians are very, very concerned about. Everybody is concerned for their own safety. Yes. Security and national stability. Strengthening military operation against insurgency. I am sure most of you might have seen what's been going on with the way the military has been crushing the insurgency, unlike the predecessor, who allowed Boko Haram and all manner of, madmen across the Sahel and Africa to come down to Nigeria, to use Nigeria as a safe haven, whereby every nook and cranny of Nigeria today, they are hoodlums, they are, he didn't classify them as terrorists, they call them as bandit, S-men, sorry. They use the word S-men. S-men, those are the people terrorizing it. The previous government was the one that opened all the borders. Why the border in the south was closed? The northern border was closed. It was open in Nigeria for the Fulani S-men across all West African nations to come into Nigeria. That was the handwork of the past president. But now, here's a man who loved his country so well, who invested as the governor of Lagos State, who built Lagos and hand over to another person, is going to replicate the same thing at the national level. He's doing it already. Strengthen the military operation against insurgency. Increase cooperation among security agencies. Before, DSS, police, soldier, Air Force, they don't collaborate. I've heard this numerous times. They don't collaborate. They don't share intelligence. That's why there's a book that I co-author, How to Eradicate Boko Haram. The book is coming out in August. We're going to send this to the National Security Advisor, Nuru Rubadu, for him to see and also buy into idea, because security starts with the people. In Sweden, every household has somebody who is an informant. I'm telling you this for free. Every household in Sweden has someone who is an informant. And every household, there must be a police there's a police officer in any block. Intelligence is from the bottom. You gather information. Your neighbor will tell on you. Even here in the UK, your neighbor, an old woman will sit on the window, looking at you, whatever you do, and they'll call the police. So we must begin our intelligence gathering from the bottom, from the base. The book is called How to Eradicate Boko Haram from the Top Down, from the bottom up. Sorry, it's coming out in August. I co-authored that book, myself and a friend of mine based in Texas. So the issue of security, every Nigerian has to play their role when it comes to issue of security, because the Boko Haram is your brother, it's your sister, it's your husband. It lives with you. You know what they do for a living. You can report them. The day we start to report this issue, we take it personal, Nigeria will change. Increased cooperation among security. This is the first time all the mother agencies, they are all collaborating, working together, sharing intelligence. I work in the security sector for 4 years of my life, so I know what it is. I work as on armed security. I also did a special intelligence security to gather information, follow people around. I've done it, so I know security starts from the base. Deployment of advanced security technology, rescue operation for kidnapping victims across several states, surrender of insurgency in the Northeast, improve intelligence coordination, strengthening border security operation, increase funding for defense operation, support for security personnel welfare. Expansion of community security initiative. I'll stop there for now, Mr. Fidelis, before I continue on governance and institutional reform.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. You see, you've spoken well. A lot of people don't understand these things. I'll just throw more light on the economic reforms. Fuel subsidy, like you said, ended a system costing Nigeria $10 billion per year. $10 billion per year. And that money is being shared to your governors. I'm giving you figures. Nigeria's fuel subsidy removal ended the system costing Nigeria $10 billion per year. So think about it. That money would have gone to the pocket of some few individuals. They'll become very rich while Nigeria suffer. But today that money is being shared among state governors. I think we should start asking our state governors, what are they doing with this money? What are they doing with this money? I tell you, I went to Myanmar many years ago. I went to the capital, the new capital city, very beautiful city. It's called Naypyidaw. It didn't take the government of Myanmar $10 billion to build that city. Now this money is being shared among our governors. They cannot even build a local government to standard, one local government to standard. And we are there fighting federal government alone. Federal government alone cannot do it. Unified exchange rate floated the naira to stabilize the forex market. He floated the naira to stabilize the forex market. You can see the reforms, the economic reforms that he's doing. Stop central bank from deficit financing, money printing, which was done in the previous government, printing money like they are printing tissue paper. All these reforms are helping to build back our economy. If you see the economic rate, if you go check the statistics from World Bank, you see how Nigeria is growing. So we should not just take this thing for granted. Meanwhile, before we continue, I would like us to have a short break. Then we'll come back to continue President Bola Ahmed Tinubu achievements. We'll be back in a short while. What's wrong with this? I don't know why.
Naija rise again, oh! From the ground we go build am. From grassroots start, the vision clear well. Leader when sabi road, e no dey tell story, but turn to top, na so we go grow. Strong foundation, Nigeria go glow. Storms no fit shake am, e stand gidigba. With wisdom and courage, e lead Naija far. Tomorrow don start, hope don return. New Nigeria dey rise this very moment. Tinubu leadership we see.
Tinubu foresight for prosperity.
From the people,
For the people.
Rebuild Nigeria for you and me. Voter, diaspora stand gidigba. 2027, we move Naija better. Who dey build from ground?
Tinubu.
Who get vision for tomorrow?
Tinubu.
Who history go remember?
Tinubu, best president Naija ever see.
When he comot for office, story go clear. Na him rebuild Naija year by year.
Voter, vote Tinubu again. This message powered by Prince Ewemade Concourse, DG Digital Media Nigeria and Diaspora for Voter Diaspora 2027.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you very much, my brother. You've done a very, very good job. You've explained so many things which I believe most people are not aware of. You see, when we call for the need for the president to look into his media team, we are not just talking, because without the media team communicating this thing to the general public, they won't know. Because most of the work the president is doing, they are all silent jobs. These are jobs that are not too loud, too visible, but they are silent and they are powerful. They are very, very effective. That is why there's a need to reform that media team. So with that being said, I would like my brother Prince Ewemade Concourse to continue from where he stopped, to give us so many, to throw more light on the things, or do I say the achievement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. My brother, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Fidelis. You know, there's quite a lot that this man has achieved silently, that nobody is telling the good stories, especially the media team. If I have my way, and I am open after the Salah and the convention, we'll have the national chairman back on this platform, where I will personally demand of him to ensure that the presidential media team properly looked into, and if possible, probably assign some of us from the diaspora to also be part of that media team, so that we can on our own take it upon ourselves, like we are doing now, to showcase the good work of Mr. President. Because the story needs to be told in order for Nigerians in diaspora to be aware of it, so that they can in turn mobilize their friends and family. They have this control. I don't want to use the word remote control. They have this control over their families back home, because some of those Nigerians in diaspora, they are the breadwinners of their family back home. So they can tell them, vote for this man, vote for this, vote for that, don't vote for this, because they send them money. So I hope that we'll be able to bring him back on this, to bring him here, schedule a new date. I'm aware there was a meeting yesterday with Senator Young and some other persons. So after the Salah and the National Convention, we'll get a new date that will be communicated to the public via this channel, and bring the national chairman here and also bring this to his attention. I'm sure my able secretary, Oscar Odogu, the engine house of voter diaspora, Abuja-based businessman, he has put in so much on behalf of voter. Is NG room. I call him NG room. Is the man that moved day and night to ensure that voter activities in Abuja get to the echelon, the upper echelon, of the government. Voter is duly recognized today. It's all to the hard work of that able man, Oscar Odogu. You are duly recognized on this program. Now let me proceed to agriculture and food security. Establishment of agricultural development funding. Support for farmer through credit program. When you get credit to facilitate your produce or your equipment, I'm sure at the end of the day, you tell a better story. This is going on in Nigeria and nobody is talking about it. I remember those days when people used to farm. There was nothing like hunger in Nigeria because everybody farmed. But these days, nobody wants to farm. Everybody is doing yahoo yahoo. Everybody is sitting. They want to cash out. Cash out from where? You're doing, and after you blame the leader, that the leader is your problem. You are your problem. You are your own problem. You don't want to work. You don't want to farm. You don't want to do anything. But you are blaming the leaders. Now, let's go on. Expansion of fertilizer distribution program. Strengthening national food security initiative. Investment in agricultural mechanization. Development of agro processing zone. Expansion of irrigation infrastructure. Support for rural farming community. Increase in agricultural research funding, which is very vital. Promotion of agri-business development. Increase in international investment interest in Nigeria. Participation in major global economic forums. Strategic partnership with African nations. Renew confidence in Nigeria leadership globally. Expansion of trade diplomacy initiative. You can tell that this is why everybody now wants to be part of. They want to be part of Nigeria. They want to celebrate Nigeria because there's a visionary leader at the end of affairs. The king did not just wake up and invite President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. After 3 successful presidents before him, none of them was invited. Right from Obasanjo, none of them was invited from First, Second, Third Republic. None. So it is not by coincidence. It is the hard work that this man has put in that Nigerians are not appreciating today. That's why he has been invited on a state visit to United Kingdom with full flag of Nigeria and British on the street of the Great Britain, our colonizers. So this man is doing something well. He's doing something good for the world to recognize Nigeria again. We've been invited to sit at the table, at the dining table, not at the kitchen where we used to sit before. Now we've been invited to sit at the dining table. Come on, it's just like I always say. Back in those days in America, they have the house Negro and the bush Negro. The house Negro lives with the master inside the house, and the bush Negro lives outside in the bush. When you've been invited to the table to dine, that means you are doing something extremely well for your people. So, Mr. President, we appreciate the good work you are doing on behalf of Nigerians, and I hope and I pray that God grants you good health, long life, so that all your plans and achievement, all what you plan set aside to do on behalf of Nigerians will be fully achieved. And when you leave, you ensure that someone that will continue on that same path also comes a step, follows you, just like you did in Lagos. Today we can tell people are happy about Abode, Fashola, and Sanwo-Olu achievement. It's all due to the foundation you laid. Nigeria needs to appreciate and respect you, sir. Expansion of trade diplomacy, promotion of Nigeria as an investment destination, strengthening regional security cooperation, global advocacy for African development, repositioning Nigeria as the key player. We are now key player. We are now key players. So, fellow Nigerians, I've just given you 100 lists of achievements that I'm privileged to, that perhaps most of you are not privileged to this information because the media team of Mr. President, they are not showcasing the true nature of the state economy. You are not telling Nigerians the stories of the good things that is coming out of this administration. That is why we, the members of Voter Diaspora in Nigeria, the Voter TV, we have taken it upon ourselves as a mandate on behalf of Mr. President to ensure that every Nigerian, home and abroad, understand, privilege to all this information, so that you can make a good, proper decision when it comes to who to support in 2027. Because I know you have, especially for those of you living in diaspora, you have that power, you have that upper hand, because you support your family, friends, and family back home. You can also advise them on who to vote for. We are here for those of you who are just joining us for this program today. I want you to subscribe to this channel, because we are going to be on fire. We are going to be on fire from now to 2027. We are going to showcase all the good things that this man has been doing from May 2023, and the plan going forward. Thank you, Mr. Fidelis, for this wonderful opportunity again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Next week, I'm going to anchor a program on this same channel. I'm going to be bringing on board and properly introducing my wonderful friend, my dear brother, to whom I'm well pleased, Sir Dr. Jude Ebele Manduka, the Contact and Mobilization Director for Voter Diaspora. He's going to be on this program next week. A date will be fixed and communicated as well. I'm going to be the host of that program on that day, and you will also hear directly from him. I thank you, Fidelis. I yield the floor.
Thank you. You're welcome. You see, so many things the president has done that time will not permit us to go into it. It's almost 1 hour, so no time. But let me quickly just take you through this. The growth and investor confidence. In 2005, Nigeria's economy rebounded to about 4% growth. 4% growth. You know what that is? Nigeria foreign reserve rose to over $40 billion. Rose to over $14 billion. Cleared $10 billion forest backing, boosting investors' trust. Our forest bond with the central bank was cleared with $10 billion to attract foreign investors into the country. You see, when you begin to see things like this, you begin to wonder, how did this man achieve these things in less than 4 years? Since taking over office in 2000, has introduced major economic reforms that has been helping Nigeria, that has been helping the economy, which includes the removal of fuel subsidy, like we said before. Fuel subsidy removal has generated a lot of money for the country, for state government, which we are not talking about today. Fuel subsidy removal. Like I said, this includes the removal of fuel subsidy and the unification of the exchange rate. You see, from one to another, you build this, you achieve that. You build this, you achieve that. Remove fuel subsidy, you not achieve reforms in the economy, which includes removal of the help you to achieve good amount when it comes to the exchange rate, the unification of the exchange rate. These policies aim to strengthen Nigeria's economy, which we are not looking at. Most people are not looking at it. Attracting investors, investment. to the country. These are things we need to know, that the president has done a lot, a lot. Though they have also led to rising of living, rising cost of living. I mean, this has also led to rising cost of living in a short term. You see, there's nothing good that comes easy. Nothing good in life comes easy. For you to reap, you must first of all sow. Now, you know the process of sowing. Before sowing, you must clear around, you must till the ground, take off the weed, till the ground, then you plant. It's a lot of work. But guess what? When you plant a grain of corn, be ready to harvest 1,000 grain. That is what it is. So sowing is hard work, while reaping is enjoyment, but it takes time. So we must be patient with the government to see, to know and reap these things that he has planted, which we've already been seeing the benefit already. So please, Nigerians, focus more on your governors, focus more on your local government, so that at the end of the day, we should not just put the burden on one man. On this note, it's past 1 hour already. I would like my brother Prince to give his final note in a few minutes, talk to Nigerians in a few minutes.
Thank you so much, my wonderful comrades and my dear compatriots. I honestly appreciate this opportunity to showcase some of the achievements of Isable President, our wonderful God sent, a visionary leader, excellent, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It takes a visionary leader to also understand a visionary leader. We are all born differently. Some of us are born with a gift to see things ahead, while some are born to follow those that see. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is one of those great visionary leaders. I hope and I pray, it is my fervent prayer, that at the end of his tenure, Nigeria will look back and say, praise, sing the song of praise and the song of glory to the Almighty Yahusha for allowing a man like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to find his way into power, rule over Nigeria, and ensure that all that has been broken by the past administration or past leaders is being assembled again for Nigeria as a nation to thrive, and for the younger generation to have something to receive on behalf of the older generation. But for me and members of this platform, the Voter TV, the Voter Diaspora, come rain, come sun, we are with Mr. President. We are going to do all within our capacity to ensure that we use our voice, our God-given talent, to put out on the public space, day in, day out, all the information that is needed for him to win and succeed. And I pray in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach that he will succeed no matter what. He will succeed. He will succeed for us. He will succeed for those, the founding father who laid the foundation upon that nation, Nigeria, that the nation Nigeria was established, so that at the end of the day, God will take his glory in the life of every citizen of Nigeria. And I want to also use this opportunity to urge every Nigerians to do their part. Look in the mirror. See the problem of Nigeria and begin to do your part. Because like I always say, you and I, we are part of the problem. Let's stop apportioning blame to the leaders on top, because the leaders of today were once a follower, like you and I. Whatever that was learned from the bottom. So that is why I urge every Nigerians to please do right by Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country, is the only place we call home. As long as you were born and brought up in Nigeria, no matter the passport that you hold, that you're privileged to have today, but Nigeria remain your first home. So let's do right by Nigeria. Let's build it and live a better society for the younger generation and those yet unborn. I thank you, Mr. Fidelis, and I thank you, the viewers. Share this video. Ensure you subscribe to this channel, because we are coming your way with a lot of information that perhaps the media teams of Mr. President are not showcasing, but we are going to showcase it, because it is our responsibility now. The motto has been placed on us to ensure that this message gets to the public. I thank you, Mr. Fidelis, and I thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, my brother. Viewers at home, once again, this program is coming your way via or through the help of Voter. Vote Tinubu again. Diaspora chapter. Like we said a few days ago, we are not doing this because we've met him or money of strangers. We are doing this because of conviction. We've seen the good work he's doing, and we're ready to help him promote this good work. That's why we are doing this. So everybody should take note of that. That being said, I want to thank you, viewers, for taking time out to see this program, and thank you for listening. And I hope going forward, you begin to have a rethink and look inward. Ask your governors questions. Why are things like that in your state? So that if we must move forward, everybody must be accountable, not just the president alone. Like my brother wrote a book, started a movement which is called cultural change. That means change begins with me and you. So it's time to do this change. Let's start with ourselves. So until we see you again next week, we want to say on behalf of Voter, the entire members of Voter, both home and abroad, I want to say a big thank you to all of you. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. President. I want to encourage the president to continue doing the good work. He should not listen to side talk. He should not be discouraged. And we pray that the Almighty God be giving him the strength, the wisdom to lead and lead Nigeria well. That after he has finished his tenure, Nigeria will look back and say, oh, thank God we gave him a chance. Until we see you again next time, my name is Fidelis Inobekeme. I say goodbye and God bless.
Hello, that was a wonderful one. Oh. Hello? Hello, Fidelis. You hear me?